Welcome everyone, another great video, a good topic. We had a question come in on those topics. We found some data to help provide a bit of guidance. It's all about how to support the kids and grandkids in retirement.
Yes.
And we'll start off with a little bit of data.
Yeah, the data. This was a 2024 financial support sentiment survey by Bloom Financial in a partnership with Angus Reid. And the actual conduct of this survey was done between September 18th and the 22nd last year. So it is very frequent. It's very close. It's very new. And we had 503 Canadians that were age 55 or over dealing with supporting your kids and grandkids, or you giving them money, things along those lines.
And what they found, based on this survey, the results, 1 in 3 Canadian grandparents support their kids or grandkids. So 1 out of 3 of the folks in that category are supporting them. The main reasons for support, so that group that is giving money or giving financial support to the kids and grandkids, why are they doing it? Now, they can pick more than one item on the survey, so it doesn't equal 100%.
No.
But the top items, the top cited reasons, one, the biggest, was they need financial support. So they need being the key word there, is they think the kids and grandkids need the help, so they're giving the help. Rising cost of living was the second one, inflation a big item there. And then the third is the culture of paying it forward. I got help when I was younger, so I want to help out the young generation. That concept was the third reason. We know they're giving, know why they're giving, how much are they giving?
Yeah, and that's a big question. Okay, you're giving it for these reasons, but how much are you giving? And what we found out of that survey is, of those supporting children, 42% are providing them $5,000 a year or more in that aspect. And that's just on their children. On their grandchildren, 22% are providing $5,000 or more per year. That's a big factor to be able to deal with when you're looking at the numbers that are going on. And 53% of the people that have been surveyed on this, that the amount or the frequency of financial support has been increasing to grandchildren and children over the last 2 years. And again, as you mentioned, inflation probably has a lot to do with what those numbers have been.
Yeah, and what the kids and grandkids need help with, so we know how much they're giving, have an idea of how much they're giving. Well, according to this survey, the people that are giving the funds are saying 55% of those giving the funds say, they're trying to just support the kids and grandkids with everyday living expenses.
Yeah,
so it's not going
what that is.
I guess there's a definition there. What is everyday living expenses? But they say it's groceries, gas, clothing, cell phone bills. Those are the kind of items 55% say they're helping the kids and grandkids with. A third say it's extracurricular activities, childcare, and then 26% say it's there's rent and mortgage payments that they're helping their kids and grandkids with. And then what is the impact of all of this? We're kind of looking at the idea of how much money is going out the door, but if you're in retirement and you're helping out the kids and grandkids, money going out the door could impact your own retirement. Survey did shed some light on that as well.
Yeah, and so what they're basically saying is that of this on retirement for the people supporting their kids or grandkids, 65% of those providing financial support say it is affecting their retirement savings. So roughly 2/3 of the people providing this say it is having an effect on what they are dealing with in their sort of scenarios for retirement. And to address this shortfall, what they're finding is that 67% of Canadians there in the survey said they are cutting back on their expenses in retirement as opposed to dealing with it the other way, whereas only 18% are saying we're going to start to provide less to them going forward. So that emotional scenario is there and the attachment, but 67% say it's affecting what they're going to do.
Yeah, that's a big number. We should repeat that. So those giving support, you had 65 said, hey, I'm giving support to the kids and grandkids. It's actually hurting my retirement.
It is.
And 67% of those folks in that situation, according to this survey, said, I'll cut back my lifestyle so I can continue to provide that level of support. We'll get into a few tips and tricks based on all this data in just a second, but this all got prompted by a good question. If someone else has a question, how do they get a hold of us?
You go to chatwithclintonandkevin.com. By all means, if you want to know more about supporting kids or grandkids, or whether you should be doing it, how to work with this, by all means, give us that question or any other financial questions that you have. We're more than happy to answer them. Clint and I will be the ones getting back to you on this. Nobody robo area in that scenario or passed off to somebody else. But besides answering your questions there's another thing if they go to our website.
We have the newsletter. We do have a link so you can subscribe to the newsletter if you'd like. It's probably in the description of the video. You click that. You can provide the email. We send out weekly tips. If you like videos like this, you'll probably like the newsletter, similar type of content that is sent out. And then also webinars. We do a couple of free webinars every year on various topics. People on the newsletter list get invited to the webinars. So if you want to sign up, simply click the link in the description. A couple of tips and tricks when it comes to handling how to support kids and grandkids. We'll go through the first one here, kind of the Becker Orr mantra. We're kind of biased in this, but I think folks know what's coming. You should have a plan.
Have a plan. That's the biggest one. This will allow you to show the impact of financial support if you plan on giving it going forward. If you have that plan, maybe you can work it into it, and this way you can provide them without having to affect yourself. And you want to make sure that, if you are doing this, is it sustainable?
Yeah.
So that way you can find those two things out. Having the plan, probably the most important thing you should do. If you do that, this seems a lot easier, but there's more to it than that.
Yeah, second tip would be recognizing the emotion involved. That comes back to that survey data we just looked at. In the area of the survey where they looked at people that were giving funds to kids and grandkids, and they were doing so to the detriment of their own retirement, only 18% said they'd actually reduce the amount they gave. So it's very much an emotional connection. It's a relationship, of course, with the people you love. So if you start doing that with that financial support, we have to recognize it's not just numbers on a page here, very much an emotional connection. So we want to make sure the plan is going to accommodate that. So it goes back to tip number one there, the tie-in together. And the third tip has to do with how do you do it tax efficiently.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a big factor. If you're going to do it and you have it planned in there, well, then you want to make sure that you're doing it properly and that it's not burdening you at the end of the day. So, usually gifting cash to kids is probably the best way. That can be done. They have the cash. They can utilize it. When you start gifting securities or you start dealing with any sort of a trust or anything along those lines, now everything gets complicated. It can be harder for attribution rules and a variety of other options. So if you have that option, plan for cash as a gift. That way there's no sort of tax implications or anything else you have to worry about. Just a smart move moving forward.
Yeah, and we have a whole video that goes through exactly that, how to gift funds to the next generation. It's kind of an early inheritance concept and do it tax efficiently. Goes through attribution rules, goes through gifts of cash, securities, capital gains. Click on that video now, and we'll see you again very soon.
Take care.